Hi there. Thanks for tuning in again. I would like to talk with you for a moment about comparing your weight challenge, your weight loss issues, and comparing. So, what am I referring to? Well, quite early in your life, when you were probably 3, 4 years old, 5 perhaps, but I like to think about 3, 4 years old because you understand a little bit about what the parents are talking about, even still at the end of 2. Parents have a tendency to compare you to other children, to compare you to your siblings, to compare you to your little friends in kindergarten or maybe elementary school if you're there already. You know, the friends, the other kids in the street that you hang out with, who they have learned to know because the friends came over or you've met the parents and you've seen the kids play, blah, 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 blah. So when you are misbehaving in their eyes, actually when you are screaming for their attention, an explanation of why things are not really working out for you, asking you what's going on, parents unfortunately have a tendency of starting to compare you. Why can't you be more like your twin, your sister, your brother, Mary down the street, Barbara in the kindergarten? They compare you to other children's whose behavior they have seen as being at a certain moment as exemplary, fantastic, perfect. So they like to threaten you by referring to that behavior because they don't know how to deal with you. They don't know how to communicate with you. I've said in another video, by the time you are probably 10 years old, you have heard close to 1,000,000 no's or negative words in your life. Doesn't set you up for a really positive, expanding life, is it now? Trust in yourself, confidence, blah, 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 blah. So this is just one of the contributing factors that you are unaware of, but that made a big impression and it's still percolating in the background, unfortunately. So what do you do with that kind of vocabulary, that those words, that negative energy that over time you created a belief from that? Because in your childhood you create your beliefs, and when you're older your beliefs create the rest of your life. It's very simple. Whatever takes place in the first 7 years of your life determines the rest of your life at some point, and you'll be surprised. Absolutely, I'm still surprised when I encounter something from a past period in my life, or even from a past life that comes up again. And that's what takes place in everybody's life. So what do you do with that? Well, I come back to the whole thing that I love to talk about. First of all, acknowledge that you are not really happy with how you are now. You, for some oddball reason, overeat, stuff your face, binge midnight snacks, whatever, and no bars hold. There is just no stop. You just, with the result that you are overweight, fat, obese, you name it. And that's not really your fault. It really is not your fault once you understand where it comes from. And as you learn to understand where it comes from, it is your responsibility to make changes. When you start to become aware of your behavior, of your overeating, of observing your emotions, your feelings, when you grab another cookie and another cookie and another cookie, another cookie. What's going on in there? Why are you doing it? And you really have to work on that, because it's very simple. If you don't work on that, you're going to continue to have the pounds on your body, because it's a layer of protection, and you're going to be carrying them with you. You keep suppressing those emotions by stuffing it in your gut, stuffing it in the solar plexus and beyond. You're thinking that if I eat more, I can suppress it, I can press it down. Well, it's not going to work. Is it working? I don't really think so. I mean, you have done how many diets? 3, 4, 5, 6? I don't know. If you are an adult and you're probably mid-40s, late 40s, 50s, you probably have been on the diet 10 times more. And it hasn't really been working, because you're still watching my videos about weight loss. So be honest with yourself. Whatever you have done has not gotten you the results you were so desperately looking for when you put up another $50 per month, or another $1,000 for a program, or went to a retreat for $2,000, $3,000 and got nothing of the underlying mental issues, because that's what it's all about. Sorry, but everything is between your ears. Everything is mental. I didn't invent it. Just do your own research, like I did 35 years of research, learning, and constantly continuing to learn. And you know what? I'm just here. I just want to help you so badly. Understand this. And move forward, deal with it. And I have to really tell you that to get to the root cause of you overeating, it's a deep mental issue, it's a deep emotional issue that you yourself cannot access, because the mind is so crafty. The mind is always running away from pain, going towards pleasure. Because life is supposed to be fun. Life is supposed to be wonderful. A happy party. Yes, it really is. So, in order to go back to analyze that painful situation that was not dealt with in your early childhood, the mind says, goodbye, not going to go that way. Unless... And this is the conscious mind, not the subconscious mind, because it's buried in the subconscious. The subconscious mind says like hell, forget it. So when I help you after our initial talk, etc., I would put you in a hypnotic trance. There's nothing scary about it. You go into a hypnotic trance on a daily basis, more often than you actually realize. Have you ever left home in the car driving to the office and you go like, oh my God, I'm there already? And you did not realize the whole 25 minutes on the freeway? You were not aware of that. You were in hypnosis. You were there where you were not there. And since you were doing the same road every time, your subconscious mind knew exactly how to go. So hypnosis is something natural. It's one of the it's one of the frequencies that our brain waves go through every day. When you go to bed, you go from delta into alpha, and you just fall asleep. Hang on, you go from the beta, which is the working mind, you go to the alpha into the theta, and then you go on the delta. So beta and then alpha. You bounce up and down all day long in those kind of frequencies. So it is, you know what, there's nothing scary about it, except that as I help you get into hypnosis, I'm going to ask you questions, and I can ask you anything. And if your conscious mind, first your conscious mind, and then when you're in good hypnosis, hypnotic trance, your subconscious mind does not choose to answer or go to that place, no answer comes up. Nothing comes to the surface. I mean, we would, as hypnotherapists, hypnotists, we would all be multi-millionaires because we would simply ask you, what are your bank account numbers and what are the login codes, etc., etc. And then we just, no, that doesn't work. Very simple, it doesn't work. But by helping you put your conscious mind on the sidetrack for a moment and address the issues that are still keeping you overweight, that's still keeping you binging for emotional reasons, and finding that emotional trigger, that is the root cause. And once you have dealt with that, you're home free sailing. It does not always happen overnight, because both the mind and the body needs to adjust to the new situation. That can take a day, that can take a week, 2 weeks, but you will see the changes. Absolutely. So you will, because you have dealt with the issue, you do not have to suppress those emotions anymore. You don't overeat. You will drop the weight because you are eating less and less and less. That's the explanation. So, remember the disclaimer. This is everything I have learned from my mentors, my loving mentors. Fantastic. I just mix it up, put my own sauce over it, bring it to you in a hopefully simple to understand manner. If you have any questions, please direct message me, contact me. I'd love to help you. If you like it, press the like button, pass it on to somebody who you feel could benefit from my content. If you haven't subscribed, press the subscription button. I would really appreciate that. And if you don't like it, that's okay as well. I just also like to wish you a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. Until we meet again, take care.